Hey guys, it's Ron. Today we're going to be talking about some mud flaps, actually the front mud flaps for my 2016 Ram Promaster City. Purchased these mud flaps via Mopar Parts Giant again. If anyone has a better source, please let me know in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it, but they came quick and they were cheaper than the dealers, so that's good. Front mud flaps are a lot different to install than the back mud flaps. There's drilling involved here, so it's a little bit different. Let's get going. First thing you're going to need, obviously, is besides a mud flap, is a Sharpie. And what I did here was just really making sure that I have it exactly where it's supposed to go, according to the directions. I mark a hole on the second, or I make a mark on the second screw hole with the Sharpie. You can see that right there. Once the hole has been marked, I'm going to take a punch and set it right in the center of the hole that you marked and give it a few whacks. After that, what I did was I got a small drill bit on a drill, smaller than the one I'm actually going to finish off with, and just go ahead and drill it. Don't get in too far too, it'll bottom out in there. Next is the drill. This is a 13/64 drill bit, or 5mm. Go ahead and drill the final size hole. That's it. At this point, the instructions recommend that you go ahead and put some sort of a, I think Dodge calls it, or Mopar calls it, a corrosion prohibitor. It's not included with the kit. What I decided to do instead was, after I clean this off a little bit, I just take a can of good old white spray paint and I go ahead and give it a couple shots. Then I took a Q-tip and basically just rub it in. Hit all the areas just to make sure that nothing goes on. Now this vehicle's never going to hit ice or snow or salt-packed roads or anything like that, so I'm figuring this is good enough for me. If you're going to be through some serious weather or go through a rain a lot, I don't know, maybe some silicone. You know, there's other ideas that you could probably come up with just to make really sure that this hole is going to be rust-free. But this is good enough for me. Next step is a little clip that you want to install in this one hole here. You can't really shove it in there without some help, so I have this small screwdriver type nail puller, or whatever you want to call it, and you just kind of pry out, and it'll give you the space that you need to install this clip, just like that. After it's installed, you take the screw and you want to make sure that it actually threads. On the other side, when I did this, I had a little bit of difficulty making sure that that the hole was lined up correctly when I tried to put the mud flap on at the same time. So go ahead and screw that in. What I'm using for screwdrivers, I think you can get a full-size screwdriver in here, but my offset ratcheting screwdriver, it's got a T15 bit. And just go ahead and tighten that up. Make sure we're all lined up correctly. And it looks good, just snug. It says in the directions, don't over tighten them, so just snug. The thing will be flopping all over the place at this point, but it's okay. There's 3 other holes now that have to be drilled. 2 of them, I turn the wheel obviously so that I can get at this side of them. This last one on the bottom, I'm going to have to flip the wheel the other way and actually get underneath there. But just go ahead and drill. I went ahead straight with, didn't do a pilot hole on these because these aren't actually in the body. These are in the trim piece on the inside, so they can be done pretty quickly. And again, they bottom out pretty quick, so. And after that, I have this really old rivet gun. If you have one that's, I don't know, younger than when the Kennedy administration was in place, it probably will do this, but it'll probably snap them off a little bit better. But The key, also noted in directions, is apply firm pressure, because you'll notice there is a gap in between the top one. So you want to load it and shove it in there and really give it a push before you go ahead and rivet. Now, your rivet gun, if it is any newer, may just snap it at that point. Go ahead and snap the rivet, but mine does not. So I have to sit here and rock it until it snaps. Just repeat that for the other one. As you can see, I've turned the wheel, so this will allow me to get to the last hole underneath, and it's actually pretty comfortable. This is a compact drill driver, but it's still fairly large, and I can get it underneath here pretty easily. It's that simple. Load up the rivet gun. The final shot. This one does need a good amount of pressure to make sure that it's up against the trim of the vehicle on the inside. And that's about it, guys. If you have any questions or you have any better ideas in terms of how to get this done, please share. Otherwise, that's all. I hope you got something out of it. Have a great day. I'll show you a little bit of what they look like after. What it looks like. I did do the rears already. On up to the front.